I was adopted from China and I grew up so loved that I genuinely believed it had no impact on the person I am today. In this series called Living Adopted, I talk about what it's really like to be adopted from China, not as a child, but as an adult. On episode 3, I want to talk about anxious attachment and the abandonment wounds underneath it. This is really the story in the very beginning of when I first realized that adoption played a huge role in who I am today. I found that I tended to attract people that really were not emotionally available. They didn't want anything serious. They gave extremely mixed signals. I noticed that the more someone pulled away from me, the more it felt urgent for me to be with them. It made me more emotionally invested. When I really realized that I had a problem was when I learned that I wasn't able to walk away from these situations. And that's when I started going to therapy. That's when adoption came into the picture. As a baby who was abandoned and then lived in an orphanage, I had really inconsistent care throughout my infancy, and that inconsistent care felt familiar to me and was translated in the familiarity of how the men were not fully in it with me, were on and off with me, sent mixed signals, which then made my body feel like this was something that it wasn't. My body reacts faster than my brain could process things. So in my brain, logically, I knew that this wasn't good. I wasn't feeling good. I had a lot of anxiety, but my body would react faster than my brain could even comprehend. So when my brain said that I didn't want to do this anymore, my body contradicted itself. So it was this constant battle between my body and my brain. How that's impacted me today, it's been so difficult, and I say this like I've figured it out, and I feel like I do know now what it is, which has been a huge growth, but it's still very difficult because my body still is familiar with the abandonment and the on and off. So I still tend to gravitate towards people that have an avoidant attachment, that aren't fully in it with me. And it's really been a effort of self-awareness and really seeing what I want and coming to terms with what I want in life. I have to take a step back and remind myself what the bigger picture is. And for me, the bigger picture is seeing my parents walk down the aisle, being treated fairly, really understanding and getting a good sense of what love is for my future children. Again, it's not a linear healing. I feel like it's still going to play a part in my life, my entire life, but it's something that I'm really working on, and it's something that I will never stop working on it. One thing I'll say is you don't need to be abandoned as a baby and live in an orphanage to relate to abandonment wounds and anxious attachment. So if you can relate to your body almost overriding your brain and continuously doing things because it feels familiar or it feels good at the moment when you know it's hurting you later, I want to send you a lot of love because it's a very tiring, disheartening experience, but it's something that's very real, and it's something that I will do everything in my power to work through so I don't have to be in situations like this for the rest of my life. So thank you so much for watching Living Adopted, episode 3.